What up, what up, what up? Everybody, this is Dario Hunt from Living My Fearless, and we are back with another podcast for Music Files. Today's date is October 19, 2017. And with me, as always, is my co-host, Mr. Dries Walker. Say what up to everybody.
What's up, what's up? It's your boy, artist Dries Walker. Welcome back. We're here to chat up the sounds with Music Files, volume whatever.
We're back. We we had to push it back a few days. People got busy, but we are back. So you'll be getting a double dose of us from this show and the Fearless show this week.
Oh yeah.
Let's just hop right into it.
Oh yeah.
Well,
the sound.
We had another passing over the last couple of weeks. Tom Petty passed away. Another big one.
Big deal.
Big icon. I can't say that I've listened to that much of his music, but obviously I know the major ones, and if you heard it, like, you know it. And obviously I know he's influenced so many people, and just the fact that another one is gone is, these last couple of years have been pretty crazy, bro.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. I mean, legacies, man. At least, we can revel in all they left behind, but, it's always sad to see somebody that left behind so much dope, just stuff to reflect on, passes away. So, prayers and thoughts go out to the family. Tom Petty.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the fans, too. The fans. Prayers go out to the fans.
Absolute icons, man, that are just dropping by the ear, man. Obviously his most favorite song is Free Fallin'. Everybody, I'm sure, knows that one.
Fallin'. No.
But yeah, man, thoughts go out to him.
That song is so good too. Like, I listened to that. I probably heard that on the radio last week.
I mean, I'm sure he did. He just passed away, so I'm sure.
Well, before he passed, I heard it before he passed, though, on the radio. Like, it was weird, but it was probably a Pandora station. But still, I heard that song recently. It's just a classic. He made a classic. He made a few classics.
More than a few, definitely more than a few. He is in the Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and everything. So he definitely made more than a few. He's definitely influenced more than a few.
I mean, you don't know how it feels. You don't know how it feels. That's probably like my favorite Tom Petty song.
Just crazy, man. Crazy. Hey, I don't know if I mean, this could be like a whole show, but I'm gonna say this for the later one. But like, just. Like the level of icons that him and like Bowie and all these Jackson and like Prince and were.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have that same level in our generation.
I don't know. That's hard to say.
I'm gonna say we're gonna come back to that one.
Just became pop though, so it's hard to say that. It's hard to say.
We're gonna come back to that one for sure.
It's not just hip hop either, but
we'll come back to that. But
there's at least a few. There's at least a few though. I'm not gonna say.
To think about.
It's definitely something to stew on for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to that on another show because that's like a whole. That's a whole show discussion.
Opened a can of worms right there.
And I want to get an artist in here on that one too. So like, I'm gonna save that one. But this is something I've been thinking about. Seeing all these names passing,
right,
and then like comparing them to our generation's like biggest stars, and like their impact was just so much, man. It was more than music. Nowadays it's not quite the same. But
it's hard to. Yeah.
On lighter news, XXL turned 20.
Oh yeah.
Past couple weeks.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's something I kind of overlooked. Yeah, congrats to them.
Yeah. Been pretty, I think, fairly irrelevant for the last 5 years or so. But it's still such a big, iconic, like, hip hop source for us. No pun intended.
It's kind of though. It's like the source though now.
Yeah, they were competing, at one point in time.
Not
Now
anymore.
now they're known more for their trash freshman list than actually original stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, I missed that kind of whole hip hop magazine phase because I was too young to actually care about what they were writing about when they were like really really popping.
Yeah.
And by the time we were old enough to like really get into it, it was more just straight internet and
Yeah, we
MTV
just
and
got
stuff,
the
so
internet. Yeah, we were growing that
Yeah.
shit. So
But I guess they're still around. They turned 20.
right. I'm like, that's surprising. I didn't know they were that old. Honestly, I was like, oh, word. Old time. Yeah. Nice. 97.
SZA and her single "Love Galore" went platinum.
Love Galore. Oh, I didn't even know about that. That's dope.
So she's definitely having a run
SZA.
right now.
I mean, her album's in my top 3 of the year. Still,
It's not in my top 3, but it's the top album. It's one of them.
in my top 3.
Not going to mine, but she's definitely.
It's 3, but still, it's in my top 3.
But yeah, no, she's on a run. So considering I wasn't, when she first came out, I wasn't so sold on her. Not first came out, but when she first signed with TDE and started dropping stuff, I wasn't completely sold on her.
Yeah, I didn't know who she
her-
was. Like, what was she? I didn't know if she was like trying to be something or like, cause you don't get like little bits when she'd feature a lot too. Like she'd be on everybody's shit, but we'd be like, oh, this is that weird girl singer that is on their label that hasn't put a project out yet. Like, but she came out with Control and let people know what the fuck was up. It was
Yeah.
sonically dope. It was amazing.
Yeah, so dope. She's on a run. Killing it. Big K.R.I.T has a double album on the way.
I know.
He's finally coming back, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, Big K.R.I.T. That's that southern rapper that nobody talks about. I just got to see Big K.R.I.T for
Super.
free.
Super underrated.
He's so dope. He just dropped
really
the track
think he does.
before he announced the double album.
Yeah, we've had it on our video roundup. I forget what it was called though.
It was
Super gospel-y.
Yeah, it was like his follow up to Mount Olympus. What was the track? It was the last track? You mean the last song he dropped or the one before that? Cuz he just dropped a song called Keep the Devil Off, which might
That's the one I featured in.
okay, I was talking about Confetti.
Video roundup. Yeah, Confetti too.
Confetti was the one I was talking about as a
yes,
follow up to like Mount Olympus. So it's like Confetti.
Yeah, I was talking about
That was fire.
Keep the Devil Off. That was very gospel-y.
Keep the Devil Off was super gospel.
Even the video was very gospel-y. So yeah, Big K.R.I.T. I think he's one of the most underrated rappers out there, and I personally think that he deserves to be talked about in the same light as like Kendrick and J. Cole.
Yeah, he's easily on the same
And
level
Big
as
Sean
Big Sean.
and all them.
Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because he doesn't have the cosigns. Big K.R.I.T just doesn't have the cosigns.
I don't think he has that one project that is like his definitive project. Like, I don't think he has a definitive project.
All right.
Personally,
I can kind of agree with you on that. I kind of feel the same way.
I
What about
think-
Cadillactica though? His last full like project. That's kind of like
it had moments, but like for me, with all his projects, they have some really great moments, and then it has just some really dull moments, and it's kind of like,
Cadillac.
it's not fully dope from front to back. Like, it's not fully consistent, and I don't think he's ever really had like a fully cohesive dope project.
I'll agree with you. I would like, because the thing is, like, he needs to stop trying to just make dope songs and make a dope project. Like, it needs to be a cohesive project. We're basing greatness for artists on albums. Like singles are cool, but albums are a legacy.
Yeah, that's your legacy. And like Kendrick's got what? Well, every album he does now.
3 guaranteed classics,
Cole,
but 4 guaranteed.
J. Cole has Forest Hill Drive for me.
Easily.
Big Sean has Dark Sky Paradise. Like,
yeah. I mean,
what is K.R.I.T? Like that? There's not one project that I would point to for somebody and be like, this is it. Like this is what you need to listen to. Like there's parts from every project that I would point to, but not like one specific full project.
Yeah, he needs like a Carter 2 or some shit. Like he needs like this double album though sounds like it's, if it is what I think it is, because Big K.R.I.T.
It's being hyped. It's. I mean, after such a long wait, people are hyped, and the expectations are going to be crazy. Especially considering double album. So like you're expecting something
right
incredible. I hope so. From what I've heard so far, I'm liking it.
Yeah.
His thing with me is he's always done it his way. He produces his own stuff. He does his all engine, like everything is on him. That's cool, but I don't think a project needs to be that way completely, because then you kind of get stuck drinking your own Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of fallen into that trap that J. Cole has fallen into with his last one, where he's like
his whole project. His last project wasn't that bad though. It was just short. It wasn't long enough to be like, because if I took out 4 of them, then I would think it's a dope EP.
You talking about J. Cole? I can honestly tell you I don't revisit that project almost ever.
I honestly don't either. But
so no, I'm not. It's too samey, too like it just falls into that same rut where it's just not interesting.
Yeah.
And you kind of need to. That's why collaborating.
Man, let's be 100 real quick.
People act like collaborating.
How do we really feel about J. Cole? Like
I love Cole.
I mean, we love Cole, but like after the last project, weren't you so underwhelmed that you were kind of questioning musically if you'd be checking for him in the future? Like you're like, no. Musically, I felt like he was trying to. Honestly, it was like he saw Kendrick do the.
No, because listen, his lyrics are his bars are still crazy.
Yeah.
His lyricism and content is still there.
But how come
the two singles he put out before the project were dope as fuck?
They were not on the
album. I agree, but the 2 singles put out were dope as fuck. So like,
I think he dropped something after it that wasn't on the album that was fire. Like he dropping singles that are dope as fuck.
So obviously you're checking for his stuff, but
but then I'm just like,
and you're trying to forget like he did have Forest Hill Drive before that.
Friday
he does
Night
have
Lights,
Friday Night Lights. He does have all this shit. So like, nah, I don't question it. I just feel like he got caught drinking his own Kool-Aid. We're thinking like collaborating with other people is a problem, or collaborating with people outside of his camp is a problem. When no, like that's when some of the best shit happens musically, when you get different perspectives and like. And you can get that synergy in between people, and you create something fucking dope. Like, yeah, it's cool sometimes to do shit on your own and like whatever, and have your own vision. But sometimes you fucking need people to tell you like, yo, that's just not that hot, bro. Like, and if you don't have that, you come out with his last fucking album, which is boring as fuck. Let's be honest.
I mean, but Big K.R.I.T kind of has that a little bit too, where he uses a lot of his own shit.
That's my point. That's been my point about K.R.I.T all along. Is like, yeah, okay, some of his stuff is pretty dope that he produces, and I like his production for the most part. But sometimes it's like, yo, can you switch it up a bit? Like, can you get somebody else in here? Like, so like, you need to open up sometimes to collaborate. Like Kendrick, like, you don't think he has a vision? Like, he has the most vision out of any MC out there today when it comes to creating a project. But he collaborates with people that help bring him that vision, like, to a whole nother level. So like
on some like Spielberg shit.
And it's not like you listen to the album and you're like, oh, that's not Kendrick. Like, nah, that's like 100% Kendrick. It's just like, oh, that's something different. That's something new. It's something refreshing that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
So I hope it doesn't need to be radically different than what he's done before, but I hope it is slightly different after so many projects of kind of the same thing.
No, I feel you on that.
We'll see.
We shall see.
It's coming out soon. Like,
A
I'll
few
say like a
weeks,
week
yeah.
or two. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Somewhere
either
real
like a
soon.
week, yeah, like a week or two, or is it? Did he say that October 27th, or did he say November?
I think it's the end of
Okay.
this month.
Yeah.
But so we'll see. But I really think lyrically, just like creatively wise, I think he is as an artist, as a new artist, like he should be considered with like the Big Sean's and J. Cole's and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Facts. I agree with that. But yeah, we'll see. This album, you know, stay tuned, guys. We're definitely gonna talk about it whenever it comes out. We're gonna talk about all these albums. There's a lot of stuff that came out though that I haven't even checked for. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
what's her name? Ariana Grande dropped some shit. Like, she dropped her album. It had like
Yeah,
two
that's
Big
correct.
Sean features on it, and like.
I mean, probably before.
I know, it was weird though. I was like, Big Sean is over here on Janae Aiko's, and then like,
Big Sean has a pretty impressive hit
yo,
list.
he's
I'm
a
not gonna lie.
sniper. Big Sean's a
so far.
sniper, dog.
You gotta watch out for that little guy, man. He got
He's
pretty
low
impressive
key.
hit list.
He's mad
That's
low
just
key.
the-
He hit
that's-
Glee, then he snipes on. Oh my god, his numbers. He's got good numbers, but that's a little bit chauvinistic. But hey, he's a sniper out here.
Those are just the ones we know about, man. Watch
Facts.
out for a little big head, man.
Facts. That's crazy.
He's out here,
I
man,
know.
for real. Oh, I didn't Janae Aiko get like a tattoo
Yeah.
of
Oh
Big
my
Sean from
god.
shit? What the
I
fuck?
forgot about that.
That made me not like her shit.
Got
Let
his
me be honest with you.
full
Let
portrait
me be honest.
on her
That
arm.
made me not like her album.
Oh, are
That
you
made me not like her
serious?
album even more.
Are you serious?
I was like,
I saw it
nah.
after I completed
Nah,
it.
I can't fuck with
You
that.
just unfortunately saw that before you completed it, brother.
I was like, nah, I'm not feeling this so much right
Dog.
now. I'm not.
But
She
the
can
thing
do what she
was-
wants, but
let
it's
me
kind of
talk
lame
about
to
that
me.
Janae Aiko album real quick. Like that album, here's the thing about why I liked it.
Again, we gonna
I
go
just
through this
gotta
again.
say, part of it was sad. Like the sad part really made me think about her differently. Like Picture Perfect, if we think about it, like if she's talking about her brother that passed, and then like how she like keeps a frame of him, you know, in her brain, and like she can use to escape or whatever, you know, like you know, when she doesn't want to face reality, like that's like it was like really poetic and dope. I just thought it was like I thought she was really personable, like kind of like I just thought she was very generous.
She's always been that way.
So I had to give her credit.
I just don't think it was as much of a trip as I was.
It definitely
hoping
wasn't.
or expected. Like
The cover artwork is
I was
trash.
hoping it'd be more psychedelic and more experimental.
It shouldn't have
but
been
was
called
pretty
Trip,
straightforward.
and it shouldn't have had that cover art. She faked everybody out. If she didn't call it Trip and, and make that cover art, the album, she should have called it like developments of me, or like me, you know, like passages of me, you know, like sailing.
Well, those are whack too, but
All of it's whack. I mean, shit. How Trip's whack when she talk about psychedelics, and it still doesn't come across like the moments where like
Trip was whack because if she didn't have those skits, I wouldn't even known that she was talking about a drug trip. For
Well,
real,
she did
for
say acid like in one song where she was like, "Dude, get me acid,"
whatever.
and like
Well, it wasn't.
and the-
it
and-
wasn't
and the-
really all that.
I know she gave hints.
I gave it a soft 4 stars, but really it's like a 3.8. But I give it a soft 4.
I'm not mad at that.
Not my album of the year list for sure, but
Yeah, it's not my.
way better than her debut project.
Oh yeah, no, I think she's like well on her way. She could.
But yeah, but that Big Sean tattoo is it's gonna be a no for me, dog. Like I can't.
What's worse though, the
man.
Big Sean tattoo or Drake getting like 2 Sade tattoos? Sade tattoos.
I mean, they're both. There's both. Nah, I just can't. It's just not me. Like, I'm gonna have to fall off, buddy, a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
Thank God, Kendrick, please do not do no dumb shit like that.
Come
Please.
on. Don't play Kenny like that. Kenny would never do some shit. But hey, never say never.
Oh, Funk Flex is trying to make a little comeback, ain't he?
Flex is going hard right now. I don't know what you mean specifically.
He's getting a lot of dope fucking freestyles
Bruh,
on there, man.
his freestyle. Look, the first, honestly, I was a little skeptical because he be having some like randos, and I'm like, okay, here's Flex trying to put people on, and Flex saying, here the real niggas that still want to spit. So I was like, all right, cool. So let me check it out, and he be having Papoose came on twice. His second.
Papoose did work on the second one.
Papoose killed the second one. Shitted on it.
His whole number thing,
because that reminded me of the alphabet freestyle when he won what I like fell in love with his rhyme scheme for.
I think what everybody fell in love with was the alphabet.
So like he came with the numbers game to remind us like from like 15 years ago or whatever, however long it was, and he like hit us with that shit. I thought that was raw as fuck on Flex. I was like, Flex, you got lucky, dog.
I don't think it was 15,
Flex got lucky.
That was dope, but then he had Loaded Lux.
Lux, dope.
Bodied it.
I know, but that is the bars of all bars. That's the bars of all bars in terms of like lyricists on the block lyricism. Like that shit is
bodied it. And then
the Safari. Did you see the Safari? And then even got
Safari. Did I ain't gonna say he was on them niggas levels, but he definitely
he's on Academic's nutsack.
He's riding
Academic's wave,
was
bro.
much better than I thought.
Why did he? So here's the thing. The only reason I'm saying Safari was riding Academic's nutsack is because he came on Everyday Struggle with the 2 fur change. Like he changed furs in the middle of the episode, right? On Everyday Struggle. And that came out before the Funk Flex freestyle. So he did this.
Man, that's all them Nicki
I know,
royalties.
And he did that in that show, and then kind of like was like throwing shade at Act, trying to pretend like he wasn't really from Jamaica or something. And then he goes to Funk Flex and says like, you know, like fuck academics or whackademics, whatever the fuck he said, some like Vic Mensa type academics this, and basically.
Ack is an easy target now that he is shown his face.
Yeah, but that's like calling Carrot Top like a fucking redhead, like or a daywalker. Like it's like, duh, nigga, who cares? Like on some shit like that. That's like picking on the kid that already got picked last. Like you don't.
It doesn't work because Ack is so obviously a cornball that it's like nobody's getting credit.
Like you don't look tough at all.
Nobody. Like nobody's getting credit for it.
You lose
it's
points.
Like it's almost like a talent. Like he's so like just so dweebish and like funny that like
he does
there's
it on
nothing
purpose.
that can affect him. What you say? It just bounces off of him.
He said that he does it on purpose. He wants to keep these things about him just so he comes off that way, just so he can be the innocent, quiet guy, like the nerd dweeb, like.
Yeah, so he can say things about artists, but when they say something back to him, it just doesn't affect him like, in any way, shape, or form. Like, and everybody actually jumps on them like, "Why are you picking on Act?" Like, because
it works. Because he brings it down to this childlike innocence, like with the when you're like, "Oh, I'm rubber, you're glue." Whatever you say bounces off.
Yeah, 29-year-old child.
Academics. That whole "I'm rubber, you're glue" like describes him. Like,
I don't know. I personally don't like Ack. This shit is annoying.
Bro,
as fuck. And the PP covers is annoying he's fuck, like, but whatever, man.
Regress, like he's just not as mature as he should be for his age, honestly. But it's great that he's getting.
He found a niche talking about these new artists and somehow relating to like 12 and 13-year-olds, but whatever. It's just not for me. Can't talk about how much I love Bill Murray. Like, this guy's a fucking legend. Yeah. Like, in every way, shape, or form. You know that? Did you know that he has a number one album out right now on the classical charts? Yes, with Jan Vogler. I don't know where he's from, but he maybe Germany. I'm gonna look it up right now. But yeah, he was just on. Maybe the Colbert Late Night with Colbert.
That's crazy.
and they were talking about it, and he has like a #1 classical album out on the charts right now.
That's amazing. Fucking shit.
It's called New Worlds. That's what it
Bill
is.
Murray.
With cellist Jan Vogler,
Wow.
and he like recites
Oh,
American
shit.
poetry and does a little singing. And this guy,
Yeah, I just Googled it. It's like Bill Murray makes his Carnegie Hall singing debut. New York Post, 3 days ago.
You,
what the
this
fuck?
Guy,
Are you serious?
This guy is a fucking legend, man. Like,
He's pulling out orchestras now? Oh my god. So Bill Murray is the motherfucker, man. That makes Woody Woody Harrelson. Woody Allen, sorry. Didn't mean to bring him up, but Woody Harrelson from Zombieland. Remember when he was like, it's Bill
course.
fucking Murray. Like, all his like love for that, Murray. That's like how everybody should act about Bill Murray.
He has a direct line to my funny bone. Like,
yeah.
Bill
like,
fucking Murray.
Bill
this
fucking
guy
Murray.
is a fucking legend, man. Like,
it's,
when the day he is no longer with us will be a very, very sad day, man. Like, this guy is absolutely incredible.
For real.
Incredible.
Man, oh my god.
Let me tell you, you ever hear about the story that when he meets people randomly on the street?
I think so, actually. But
he likes to go up to people and like hug them, and then like he whispers in the ear,
yeah,
no one will ever believe you, and walks away.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no one will ever believe you.
And walks away.
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny because it's true, and he's just like, that's how much I can fuck with it. Like,
this guy is just fucking incredible. He has a #1 album on the charts right now, classical album at 67 years old. Like, this guy, I just get it. He just gets it. Bill fucking Murray, man.
Bill Murray, that's amazing.
Like, I might listen to my first classical album just because of him.
Your first classical album? Oh my god, that's awesome.
That's correct. First classical album.
You didn't listen to like, what about like? Well, I guess
I've heard classical songs. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I've heard
but
Beethoven, Mozart. I just haven't heard a whole classical album.
You haven't heard like a cut of like Beethoven in like succession of like 9 to 12 symphonies from like, or like, there's certain some of the plays have like soundtracks that are just like a fluid. You can listen to a play that's like all classical, that's all composed by. Never mind. that's a subject for a different day. But we won't get into classical music. I love classical music, but I'm really amped to hear this Bill Murray now that I know he does classical. That might be the new studio jam. That might be some studio music, real low key.
Incredible. Did we ever talk about the VMAs?
What happened at the VMAs? I'm trying to even remember the VMAs right now.
And actually, no, we did. I remember.
Yeah, we talked about an award show.
Just some news popping up. Yeah, we did.
It had to be.
I can't remember. It was just a non-eventful award show.
Oh yeah, I remember. Nobody cared, and like the weekend canceled on this show, and then like, okay, I remember now. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, the VMAs. Anyways.
Have you seen Forbes, hip hop top 10 list?
No. But I can look it up.
Interesting. Diddy's #1.
He's #1? He's always #1 and #2.
Diddy's a cash machine, man. 130 million.
Nice.
Drake's #2, 94 million. Jay-Z's #3, 42 million. Dr. Dre's #4, 34.5 million. Chance the Rapper is #5. He made $32 million last year.
Yep. Sounds about right. Thanks.
And people still think he's independent. Okay. Kendrick Lamar, $30 million.
Mm.
Wiz Khalifa, Wiz, man, like he's been on this list for like the last decade almost.
Wiz is nice with it. Wiz does
28
soundtrack
million.
shit. Like Wiz don't even care about shit. Like he'll be like, yeah, I want to drop an album. I'm gonna do 4 movies and not even act.
His albums don't sell all that much, but he makes a lot of money off of weed. Wiz Khalifa, 20 million.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee you didn't know this guy.
KK.
I guarantee you didn't know this guy was on the list. Pitbull, $27 million.
Ooh, that's raw. I like that though.
Then to close out, DJ Khaled, 24, Future 23.
Damn. Pitbull's raw out here. I didn't know he was gonna be higher than Khaled.
You know what's funny is all these people that listen to Pitbull now have no idea of the original days of Pitbull when he was like a hardcore gangster rapper.
Pitbull was raw as fuck. And then he started. He made some pop single success, and then stayed on pop.
Well, he saw that he wasn't gonna be able to continue and get any bigger with how he started.
There wasn't that lane. There actually, honestly,
it was the lane was just full. Like it was just
that lane
too many
is still
people
open.
doing it.
Chicano rap is still open to cross over.
But Chicano rap or pop dance music. International pop dance music. What do you think is going to make your career bigger?
International sounds much more lucrative.
I mean, his debut album was the song Kulo, and like he just had like Hit the Floor and stuff like that. You know, like he had like hard ass singles, but that lane it's already full. Like so many people rapping about stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like him and Flow Rider were ahead of their time, man.
Yeah, Flow Rider kept that wave going. They knew
where it was going.
But, I mean, he kind of...
They knew where it was going.
Yeah. I mean...
Nah, he ain't fall off. That's because you ain't been to Europe. Flow Rider is still everywhere.
I know. I'm just saying, like, that Daddy Yankee, though. Out. Remember? That was the vibe. And then I felt like Pitbull just...
Daddy's still out here, too.
I know, but I'm not like Pitbull. Otherwise, he'd be on this list.
Nah, he was never as big as... He never had a single as big as Pitbull.
But that single was bigger.
No. I don't
when
think
it came out. Not eventually. Not over years, but...
What's the one Pitbull just did? Taxi? Single he's on Taxi? Come on now. That shit is everywhere.
Yeah.
Nah. I ain't going.
Gasolina?
But can we talk about Chance the Rapper? How he's using this image to make all his money.
Okay.
How do you feel about Chance?
How do I feel about Chance? I don't know. I mean, it depends on the specificity of the question. Because here's what I know. I was very skeptical to listen to Chance, and this is acid rap days when I was in Colorado. So this is like, 4 years ago? 3.5 years ago? 3.5, 4 years ago. So yeah, acid rap came out that long ago. But yeah, so like when that was out, and he already had some shit out before that. But then when it came into that, I was like, all right, let me give it a chance. Everyone was saying that it was classic. Then I was like bumping it. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is fresh.
What was classic?
Niggas on the okay, so the long border fucking space cadet crew thought that acid rap was a classic mixtape.
Y'all reaching. Like it got some.
I didn't say that. Classic, they were telling me that, and that's why I went and listened to it. So I listened to it and was like, okay, this guy's cool. I'll check for him, but this ain't a classic mixtape to me. And then he goes from not a classic mixtape to me to I'm on Kanye's shit and I'm the most popular verse on one of the biggest songs on the whole album.
Oh, Kanye's put on so many people.
Kanye put on Designer. There'd be no Designer without Kanye.
Shit, Kanye resurrected 2 Chainz.
Kanye's Life of Pablo album basically gave life to like
Kanye
everybody who was on his album. Everybody who was on his album, he gave life to. That's what the life of
Way
Pablo
before
was.
that, Kanye put on
I know
Twister.
that. Oh, of course. Of course. Twister would have never crossed over without that.
Kanye made, well, he ain't made, but Kanye started Jamie Foxx's career as a
He
musician.
didn't start it. He restarted.
How did he not start it?
Jamie Foxx already had an album out before he met Kanye. It was a
No, he
piano solo album he made. He's a classical trend pianist.
How many people heard that?
Nobody
album?
heard that album, but I guarantee you,
Okay.
if you look up, "Don't
Okay.
Let the Sun Come Down"
My
right
point.
now, that's a
He
dope
started
song.
his career, like he started his whole run in music.
Yeah,
He
but
started
what I'm
that.
saying is, if you watch the Jamie Foxx show, obviously the nigga was making music because he's playing piano on the show and he's a singer.
Yeah,
on
but
the shit.
even Jamie Foxx in his interview said, "Yeah, Kanye jump started my whole music thing because I was at a party or I was putting on a party and I had all these music friends who stopped by and I met a Kanye before college dropout and like we were just kicking it, talking. I ain't know who he was and he was saying all this crazy stuff and then he just slipped in, yeah, you know, I sing and whatever, and like we went to the studio and started singing and then like right after that, like he was like, "Oh, I want to put you on this song." And that song just happened to be what? Slow Jams, one of the biggest songs of the decade. Like he put him with him and Twisted. Like, come on now.
Yeah, that was dope.
Kanye put on so many people, man. Like it's unbelievable. People don't like people that just work with him. Like you almost automatically get on.
So
it's because like everything puts you on is dope as fuck. Like,
well, that's what because like earlier when you brought up that topic for a later episode about like icons as big as like people and stuff, I was like, Kanye's gonna be one of those people, like, you know. So like I'm just like, there's some names.
I mean, I can give you two or maybe three off the top, but like compared to impact, like, I don't know.
I know that's true. That's true though. But still, Kanye's up there. Regardless of what people care about, his like
Kanye's
personality and like him as
whatever people say about him, he's a legend. Like the fact that when all of America was ready to crucify him after what he did to Taylor Swift, which was hilarious, by the way.
That was the funniest shit I've ever seen on MTV.
They was trying to end his whole career and basically. And for him to come back with music so good that they couldn't say shit, but jump right back on his, you know what, was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It was right after that.
For real.
Like, literally the most perfect album I've
And that right there was the introduction of the album / visual album. Because Kanye brought the short film. He brought the short film release, and that was a big deal. That short film.
I mean, that whole album kicked off. That whole album kicked off good music.
That was exactly, Because I mean, like, if you think about that, like Lemonade, probably the visual component. If you think about how it was sequenced, I bet if you watch those back to back, you would see they're basically stylized the same. Like in terms of like, because they're just sections that specifically address certain songs.
I mean, for me in music today, nobody's a bigger visionary than Kanye. Period, in any genre. But it's just hilarious to me that people hate on him so much, but like they still love his music because you can't really say shit about it because his music's that fucking good, and it's like that different than anything else out there. So, but what were we talking about? How we get to this topic?
Let's see. I said Kanye was up there. We were talking about Jamie Foxx.
We went down a rabbit hole right there. He was talking about something about Kanye and touched everybody. But
why were we talking about Jamie Foxx? Well,
because we were talking about how Kanye puts people on. We were talking about something before that. I just can't remember. Oh, that's what I know. I asked you what you think about Chance.
We segue. That's a hard segue. Yeah. So Chance the rapper, Chance is dope. I mean, I love everything he does. Honestly, his new track with Daniel Caesar, Fire. I like it. I think it. Well, okay.
Fire?
It's when you start the fire. It's like when you're rubbing the twigs together, getting the smoke ready, and you bring in the dry grass, and you're about to start the fire. That's what it feels like. It feels like an intro or an outro. So it feels like he's gonna bring me some fire, but it's just an introspective track that I don't know if it's a throwaway that they just want to perform together. I thought it was cool, but I didn't hate it. Honestly, I didn't hate it. I just thought it was cool.
Have you heard Joe Budden's take on it?
Joe Budden this fucking Joe Budden was not happy. He was like, if you don't get this fucking yo, honestly though, I like Joe Budden's take on it.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I completely agree with him, almost 100%. Like when I heard it, I'm just like, is he a gospel rapper now? Like, is he a gospel artist now? Hey. What is he now? He went from acid rap to straight up gospel rap now. Like, and it's like, and he's not, and he's going. I can't say that this is gonna be the whole direction of his new album, but it seems like if it's this, it's going even more down that road. And it just seems
he better get a Lecrae. He better get a Lecrae. It
seems fake to me.
If he's really about that life, he better get Lecrae on the next one.
Lecrae came out as a gospel rapper. It's different.
Put Lecrae on the next one if he's going all the way.
Rap. and it's just like it feels fake to me.
Oh, it's 100%
so fucking fake to me.
Like, look. He's not going to talk about his rebel tendencies. When have you ever heard Chance talk about trouble he ever got into? Or anything. He doesn't talk about real shit. He just talks about the image of being good. Like, it's one thing to be, like, perceived as good, but, like, my nigga, like, there's videos of you, like, before you were famous, rapping to, like, 20 people in a bar. Like, I seen you when you were grinding in the pre-acid rap phase. So, like, how is this? Like, I'm like, are you, like, but you're so swaggy and, like, you don't give a fuck? Like, my nigga, I've never seen you in a suit and tie without a hat on. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Crying on some shit.
It's getting on my nerves. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, he does whatever he wants. He's in the Forbes top 10 rappers? My nigga.
I get it. He found something that worked for him with his last one, and he's running with it. But like, maybe I'm just that cynical guy, but like, it's too positive. Like Joe said, it's too clean now. Like it's just too much. Like it's too much. Like it's so much to the point that it doesn't feel real. It feels fucking fake, and it's not enjoyable for me to listen to. Like. That album, that song he had was garbage to me. I could not finish it.
It's like spoken word. Though it did make me go listen to Daniel Caesar's album again. It made me I listened to that song, it made me think about Daniel Caesar more than Chance the Rapper. Ironically,
it's just not like he just seems very fake to me now, and I just.
Yeah, is he still a rapper?
I can't.
So we're just going to have to take the rapper off. He's just going to be Chance, period. And then it's going to be a new thing.
It's like some Sesame Street bullshit now, basically.
His next music video might have Sesame Street. I wouldn't be surprised if my nigga just does...
He's already been on Sesame Street, so like, and he fit right in. So like, it's just...
He's going to have he's going to be the new Mr. Rogers, dog. He's going to have his own... Chance the Rapper show, and it's gonna be Mr. Rogers 2.0.
It feels fake. It feels fake. It feels so fake.
Oh man. So basically, I think Chance is an industry player.
I wouldn't be surprised
because I feel like Daniel Caesar's an industry player. I seen his face on a billboard before I heard one song.
I mean, I'm glad he's not. There's different music.
How is a nigga I've never heard music from like on a playlist on like 2 or 3 Spotify playlists that are like that's what's confusing.
like I'm just glad he's not that, but it's like there's got to be a balance, though, like between like you don't have to rap about like violence and drugs and stuff like that to like still be
He lost a little bit of
conscious and
his.
positive. Like
There's a
look at
side to his
Kendrick, look at
rap that
Cole,
he lost,
look at
honestly,
Crit.
because he's focusing on a particular style. You know.
Yeah, whack. He's like a politician now.
Facts.
Last thing I want to really talk about. You know, we had somebody, one of our writers is from London, and she wrote a piece about UK drill music
Oh.
and like how it's like changing the scene, like British hip hop and stuff, and like and then gigs just happened to drop a new mixtape, and like you know, I'm thinking like, what do you think? Like, what do you think about London rap? If you've heard much of it.
I've heard of a lot of London rap, but I don't know. It's weird. I feel like London rap missed the wave. We were ushering in London rappers at a point where there weren't enough of them to break into our market. So if you think about it, there was a female rapper that broke international. Remember Lady Sovereign? Remember?
I've heard the
Yeah,
name.
so Lady Sovereign, she was a UK female rapper. White girl, she hit the scene, and the sound, that type of accent in a rap style became a thing. And then we started to see more UK rappers in the battle segments like Smack and you know, the underground circuits. So people like what's his name, Professor X, and like just a bunch of random people. Oh no, his name was, yeah, but there's just random people from the UK that were like putting on, and then they just never got popular. And then all of a sudden, like it felt like 8 years later. Now I hear like Gigs and like Skepta and these guys that I feel like this wave now is a result of all those UK like vibes just being pocketed in the UK. Like it was just like, all right, well, it's not working over there, so we're just gonna stay over here. And they just worked on their own vibe and their own set, and they don't even care. It's like a coast now. Like I feel like the UK is kind of like how we got East Coast rap, West Coast, South.
They have their own scene.
You know, like they're their own. Like you know, they've got obviously an influence, but
Yeah.
they're them. You know, just like the West Coast is them and the South is them.
Yeah, they definitely have their own scene now, and it's kind of developed into its own thing.
It's officially a part
That's
of
what she
rap.
was. That's what she was kind of talking about, and like how UK drill is. I mean, UK drill is basically just Chicago drill music, but rebranded as
Yeah.
UK music. And like,
But Chicago drill didn't catch on
I like.
like it should have.
Well, that's because their artists can't stay out of trouble.
Yeah,
But
I mean, rest in peace to some of them. I don't want to get into all the drill music piece, but
they just. I think they missed it because drill's no longer. It had its little run over here. It's not popular like it was, and
UK drill has a little bit.
it's getting big in UK, but it's not like we're gonna hop on it. For me, I appreciate it, and like they have their own scene. I just can't get into it. I like Skepta.
Right.
I like Skepta. That's the one I can listen to like regularly, but I can't get into most London rap, man. Maybe it's the accent. I don't know, but it's like I just can't get
No,
into
for
it.
me, I understand. I'm right there with you. Right now, I don't have anybody in my playlist like that. Like it's hard, and honestly, it's because they want to do drill. Like they're not trying to make. They're not trying to make like that's rapping. Like that's like.
Drill's not rap.
I mean,
Drill's
it's not.
just like
It's damn.
ad
Like, I want
libbing
people.
and like
I want a London. I want a UK rapper to focus on a project. Like we said when we started this, we were talking about an album makes a legacy. If you can send me a London drill album that's gonna be a fucking classic that I should think about in terms of all hip hop, let me fucking listen to that. Put that in the comments.
Well, Skepta isn't drill. Skepta is grime, and I would say you should check out his last album. Drill. It did, but I would say you should check out his last album.
I like grime because it's slower.
Skepta's last album
it's
was
more rap.
Dope. I wouldn't say it's a classic. I wouldn't say his last album was classic, but it was still dope. But gigs, I can't. I just can't. I can't get with him. I skip him every time on that Drake. He absolutely ruined what could have been two fire Drake verses.
Sounded like he was joking too hard. Like I was like, it's funny, but it's not. Like I don't want to laugh in the track. I don't want to laugh while I'm listening to this. Is this a skit or is it a verse?
It's funny because she even pointed. It's funny because she even pointed out the line that like I think most U.S. listeners like switch off of when he was like rapping. He was like Batman, and it was just like nah. This is ruining the song. I was like, this shit's whack. Like nah. I don't know, man. Like I'm sure they have some lyricists out there, and you know they have. I'm sure they have definitely interesting stories to tell. It's just like with the drill format, it's like I can't really tell what story they're trying to tell because it's just all the same about violent and gang shit and like gang always saying gang and like man, like it's just like not actually storytelling or like actually vibes. It's just aggressive rap that's pretty easy to do if you have a heartbeat and some ad-libs.
Yeah, that's like that was like the Soulja Boy era. Like we don't need shit like that anymore. Like that's why it's not gonna cross over and it's not even gonna go international. It's because it's played already. Like that style is for your community, so it's where it's gonna stay. It's not gonna. It's definitely not local. It's not gonna go any further than local. I think. Like in terms of like specifically London drill, like UK drill, but the rappers definitely can expand.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't do it. I think for me, it's definitely the voice and the accent and like the way they flow. It's just not pleasant on my ears.
But that's what I'm saying. They gotta pick. They have to find the flow that sounds right. Like I didn't like too many like African rappers. It takes a while to find like an accent that's different, but it's speaking the language you speak. But it's like the accent you're not used to. You're like, what? So you know, I mean, honestly, I didn't even like Jadena at first. Like Jadena.
Does he have an accent though?
Not really, but sometimes he does. It comes out very loosely.
Sometimes on purpose.
Yeah, not on purpose, but it comes out loosely and it sounds awkward. But it's not. I mean, but then like the way he sings song like Bambi. Bambi's not a traditional rap song or like any kind of vibe pocket, you know, like Bambi's that's a dope fucking song. So that's what I'm saying. If a UK rapper can make a song, you know, like a band, like anything that's like a real, just sonically, it sounds dope. Like, you know, because he's not even, like, Jadena doesn't sound that way vocally on the other tracks that he makes either. Like, so, like, I'm just saying, as an artist, the rappers there should be able to do something.
But he's not straight up rapper either, though. So like he's got a little more.
Nobody's a straight up rapper anymore that we talk about. Yeah. We don't talk about straight up rappers.
Yeah, but he's specifically not. But yeah,
I mean he was on Flex. He did Flex, right? Jadena got on Flex freestyle.
Yeah, he can rap. I said he can rap. He's just not a straight up rapper.
Right.
He can rap.
Excuse me. Yeah.
But get this closing, but albums you should check out: Wu-Tang Clan, Saga Continues, Surprise Drop, surprisingly dope, probably one of their best projects in a long time. Gucci Man, Mr. Davis.
Oh,
I don't know how I feel about that
I
one.
didn't listen to it yet. I looked at it and was like, I'm gonna have to
Okay.
wait. I just said I'm gonna have to wait. Sorry.
It was okay.
Did Sam Smith drop, or is he
Colts.
coming out soon? Sam Smith.
Who? No, he hasn't dropped yet. I'm
I'm waiting for that one.
Colts offering, dope album, dope indie pop album. Wolf Alice, Visions of a Life.
How was that? Did you hear that? I don't know about it yet.
I've heard parts of it, and I like what I'm hearing so far. Hurts, Desire, King Cruel, The Ooze. You should definitely check that out. It's a very fucking interesting album.
Okay.
It's like
It's like
rock, but like he kind of raps, and he's like from England, and it's punk, and
This sounds hard.
it's dope. Just check it out.
Okay.
It's dope. King Cruel, those, and then there's Tory Wolf, Flow Riot, the one she dropped.
Cruel with the K. Gotcha.
With the K. Tory Wolf, Tory Wolf, Flow Riot. She's signed to DJ Premier, I want to say. And she's like a pop act, so she's like the first ever pop act to like work with him almost exclusively on this entire album. It's definitely different. So check those out. Upcoming, well, I want to say Beck just released, I believe. Do you know if I'm right?
Yeah, no, wait. Beck just came out. Beck just came out. It had to like just come
Beck
out.
Colors.
In, like, last...
I haven't heard it yet, but definitely need to check that out. Liam Gallagher, As You Were, Saint Vincent, Mass Seduction. All came out or like are about to come out. And upcoming for the next couple weeks. Let's see this list that we got coming out. October 20th. Not seeing much. Nothing that jumps out at me. Unless you're a country fan, then you got Darius Rucker.
Ha! Never in my life checked for Darius Rucker. But not to say that he hasn't made good songs.
And the following week, October 27th, you get Kelly Clarkson. I'm sure somebody still listens to her. Majid Jordan. The Space Between.
Wait, what?
That's OVO's signings.
Majid Jordan collabed with Kelly Clarkson.
No. This is
I was like, what?
He's got a project coming out called The Space Between on October 27th.
You had me fucked up for a second. I was like, oh my God, that sounds ridiculous. I don't understand.
Weezer's got another project coming out, Pacific Daydream.
Weezer?
I feel like they just released.
Yeah, I'm like, are they trying to get out of a deal? Like, what are they doing?
I don't know. And then Ty Dolla $ign is finally come out with Beach House 3. Even though it feels like he's never left because he's literally on every song that ever comes out and everybody's album that ever comes out.
I know, I'm like, Ty Dolla $ign. I'm like, oh, that's right. You make albums too.
How much money he makes off of, I guarantee 90% of the money he makes is off of features. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Guaranteed. He's a feature.
He's on everything.
On everything.
That don't even count the stuff that he writes.
You don't even remember him at all on it. Like, you probably couldn't even recite it unless like you were singing it along with somebody. But like check the last hip hop R&B albums that come out last month. I guarantee he's been on like 70% of those projects at least one time. Yeah, I feel it.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. He's on Gucci, man. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he is. It's fucking ridiculous.
That's crazy. Boys are making
Getting that money, man.
Hey, I just want to do a quick shout out to Ninth Wonder for fucking producing that Rhapsody album. That shit was fire. Rhapsody, you are a dope fucking rapper. And I'm sorry I've been sleeping on you.
She was our album of the month for September.
Yep. There were some good albums, but Rhapsody's production, because like I said, ninth, and then lyrically probably honestly, this might be the greatest female rap album. I'm just like, it is so dense.
I can't think of any better off the top of
It
my
is
head.
such a dense rap album in just like period. So like honestly, personally, it's better than she's killing half of the rappers at least. She's killing all these rappers. She killed Vic Mensa. She killed mad people, dog. Like
Nah, she's up there. She's up there with MCs. Period. Not just
Yeah.
females. She's nice.
Definitely.
She's nice with it. I'm pretty sure you're saying her name wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Rhapsody, but whatever.
what Rhapsody? What did I say?
Yeah.
Rhapsody? Oh,
Yeah.
that's because of old habits. Die Hard. I've said Rhapsody
I mean,
before.
if I
Rhapsody.
just remember correctly, I remember hearing Ninth on Everyday Struggle. I'm pretty sure he was saying Rhapsody.
He probably did. I apologize. All I just know is she's dope. Check out her album. What is it? Is it Layla's Wisdom or
Layla's
Yeah.
Wisdom,
dope?
which I gave 5 stars, by the way.
Oh wow, Dario never gives 5 stars, ladies and gents.
Every now and then.
Which is never. No, just except for now.
I save it for the ones that really, really deserve it.
Thanks. But yeah, I think that's it, right?
That's it. That's it for this show. Again, this is October 19, 2017 of Music Files. Touched on a lot. Yeah, just let us know what you guys think about what we talked about. Let us know what you think about Chance the Rapper and if you think he's for real or fake like I do, like a fraud.
I think he's
But
got
yeah.
help. I think he just has a lot of help.
Yeah, but he's independent. Okay.
He's
Shout
not
out to
independent. He's not independent. I don't know what the fuck he's
Tom
talking about
Petty,
with that shit.
you know, Tom
He needs
Petty's
to get the
family,
fuck outta here
his
with that
fans.
independence.
Rest in peace.
Tom Petty, rest in peace. Genius.
And yeah, Bill Murray is still the fucking man. And that's it.
I like that. Keep living life fearless.
But that's it. Thanks for listening. Catch you guys
Make sure
next
you
time.
subscribe.
Peace.